good match, right?
Yeah, both these guys are really good runners. Cytown took the first race, but anyone could win. Cytown is the number 7 seed if you missed the last race, and Catastrophe number 58 seed. I will say Catastrophe is way underseeded at 58. I would definitely say he's at the very least a top 30 runner, probably higher than that in this community. So it'll be a good race. And Catastrophe finds an early bomb drop off that Octorok there. That's a nice find. It's a kind of almost a 50-50 chance, not quite that, but otherwise you're going bombless into the first dungeon. Cytown trying to get the same off of these moblins, and unfortunately he doesn't get the first chance. Let's see if he gets the 6, and he doesn't.
Is this level 1 in the level 2 spot?
It's level 1 in the level 3 spot. And we have a bubblegum palette here. That's not the easiest on the eyes there, but we do have Pole's Voice. They will be able to clear these enemies. Pole's Voice are not the hardest enemies to clear, but they're kind of annoying on Wood Sword. They take a while, so they'll want to keep their beams to make them a lot quicker and less dangerous.
They are quite the tedious enemy to take out early on, especially with no bow.
Yeah, the bow and arrows will one-shot the Pole's Voice, and that single block room does not push. Kind of a troll there for the runners. They're going to keep going on the same route, though. Level 1 will have 3 items, so it's a really good one to find. If we find it early, sometimes it indicates a jet seed, especially if they don't get blocked by keys, which can tend to happen pretty frequently in level 1.
And we have some weak fires tonight, and we find the recorder on the floor in level 1.
Level 1, having the recorder at level 3 spot is a really, really nice find, because that will allow them to route in Recorder Lake right after this, not have to go up to 1. And then they can route in the level 6 spot after that, so it's really good for efficient routing. However, they both will probably infer that the other has also done that, so we'll see how they decide to play it.
So far, we've only seen Poe's Voices, Stalfos, and some fires, and we find a heart container as the staircase item in level 1 right now.
There's 2 items already in level 1. Level 1's going to be one of the smallest dungeons that we'll see. A really nice enemy set in here, too. Pole's Voice are not optimal, I guess, but it's a lot better than Wizrobes or Darknuts to start off, and then the Vires are pretty easy. Although, if you're not able to kill them against a wall, they can be a little time-consuming.
Apparently, I just caught this on Catastrophe stream for that heart container in the staircase. There's also a heart container on the floor, so we have 2 heart containers and a recorder out of 1.
Yeah, we have all 3 items pretty quick. Now all they gotta do is find the Triforce. That shape, though, could indicate a key-blocked Triforce, or even a ladder-blocked Triforce. We'll have to see if they're able to make it up there. But in level 1, there's a lot of key doors, typically. And Cytown doesn't have the bombs, unfortunately, to be able to get up there. So he'll have to come back, or he'll have to farm some bombs.
And we find a Manhandla, and Cytown is upping and A-ing out of level.
Yeah, I certainly don't blame Cytown for that move. I think it's a good play. All you gotta do is find the Triforce. Might as well just come back for it whenever you have the ladder and have definitely enough keys, because at that point you can just up A to start and screen scroll right over there, and you know you won't get blocked like right before the room that has the Triforce.
So we do, I believe, Moblins. Yes, Moblins are bomb dropping enemies, and we see Cytown going back into one now that he has a 4-pack of bombs. And with bomb dropping enemies nearby, they'll be able to easily grind up. And we see some likes and a like holding on to the Triforce right now.
Yeah, quick, efficient level 1 there for Catastrophe. Unfortunately, Cytown not getting that first bomb drop. He's gonna take a little bit of an early deficit here, not by too much. Let's see if he decides to clear out these Pole's Voice, though. that could make a difference if he decides to clear out these Pulse Boys, because that's going to take him some time. Cytown finds the first Triforce, sub 5 minutes, good efficient level there. He'll be on, I suspect, to Recorder Lake. And it looks like Cytown is going to take this time to clear these Pulse Boys. Doing a good job of it. Hasn't taken any hits, but it does take a little while with that Wood Sword. They'll all take at least 8 hits, and that's assuming they've rolled their minimum HP. They could take up to 12.
And we find Dark Nuts on the overworld. So, for all we know, this might be the combination of Lionels and Wizrobes in dungeons.
Yeah, and that's kind of, it depends on your preference whether you want Lionels in the dungeons or if you want Dark Nuts. Personally, I have an easier time with the Lionels in dungeons, except for a specific few rooms. I think that as long as you can get to the right side of the Lionels, it makes them a little bit easier than they otherwise are. And we have a bow on the Armos spot. That's an interesting find.
And we see Cytown checking out Recorder Lake. Though, what I do find a bit devastating, what I've seen some runners struggle with, is that deadly Lionel and Wizrobe combination with not much protection early on, and Wizrobe's packing a punch as well as those Lionels. It is not an easy enemy set, and we see some Gorillas here on level 6.
Yeah, Gorillas are a lot more dangerous early in the seed than they are later in the seed. Doing 1 heart of damage with the boomerang, you generally don't have a ton of offense to take them out easily. You generally don't have a ton of defense to take a bunch of hits from them. And they deal 1 heart apiece with their boomerangs. The blue ones especially are dangerous because they're very aggressive. It's an interesting play by Catastrophe to skip Recorder Lake, but he is at level 2 now at the level 6 spot. I suspect that we'll see both of them trying to save up and prioritize an arrow find or an arrow purchase to get them some offense to go with their bow. But we do see a heart container in level 2 off the floor.
Those Tektides look pretty weak today, though. Those Keys, and I think the Gorillas have as well. They've also rolled up tonight.
Yeah, Tektites, when they're squishy, are nice. Unfortunately, when they roll up, they're really difficult to deal with, especially the yellow Tektites. They're so unpredictable, and they love to just troll you and do what you don't expect them to do. Keys as well are another one that's a lot of people's least favorite to have roll up, just because they're so annoying to try and deal with, and they don't get knocked back.
And we found one of our 2 bomb upgrades present in level 6. For a whopping 116 room.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to see that one picked up on Cytown's side at least. We'll have to see when Catastrophe makes it over there.
So, Catastrophe finds the compass in 2 and is like 2 rooms away from the Triforce.
Yeah, it's a nice quick level 2 so far, and wow, a linear one as well. I would suspect, based on the amount of rooms that he has left, Catastrophe is going to go ahead and try and dig this last item out of here. Unfortunately, he has to deal with these Landmolas in a BMO statue room. Not the easiest thing to do. They do 2 hearts of damage if they touch you. The beams will do a half a heart. And he does go ahead and kill one, and he's going to reset the room, which will despawn the other.
We see some beefy wall masters tonight.
Yeah, that's also not fun, especially in a turret room. I mean, they're not bad, but in a turret room, to have them, or in a BMO statue room, to have them roll up is really, really annoying. Because you have to be against the wall, and you have to, and as soon as you get away from the wall, they stop spawning. So it makes it a real pain to try and kill them all when they roll up like that. And that is a massive level 6 on Cytown's side. He finds the floor item. It is the red ring. That's a big find in a massive level 6 for him. And meanwhile, we have Catastrophe picking up the Triforce in level 2, he's going to go ahead and hope that that item is in this one room to the left of Start down here. That's interesting. I'm surprised he didn't try and clear out those last 4 rooms up by the Triforce. And he strikes out with that room left of Start there. Let's see if he goes back in or if he leaves that item behind. No, he's going back up, so that might cost him some time there. He's going to go ahead and get back to clearing his way on up to the top here. Meanwhile, Cytown is heading back that way as well. He's going to be in this level 2, right behind Catastrophe.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe level 6 has 3 items?
No, level 6 has 2 items. I don't believe we saw the staircase item, but level 6 is actually worse, in my opinion, than level 7. Level 6 has a tendency to be a lot bigger than level 7 in shapes, whereas the opposite is obviously true for first quest shapes in the randomizer. So a lot of times level 7 can be a lot more desirable to find than level 6. But that's massive for Cytown, finding his way to that Triforce in the Red Ring that early.
But especially that Red Ring, so once Cytown comes across the Wizropes and other long-range enemies, they're not going to have much as a problem, and they can take a couple hits.
Yeah, Cytown's not going to have to be near as careful as what Catastrophe is. Catastrophe getting kind of boxed out from this door, and the land moles like to do that. They respond to your movement and kind of box you out of wherever you're trying to go. They're super annoying.
Though, look at the whopping 5 keys Cytown has right now.
Yeah, that's also a nice lead there. He got a lot of those in level 6. So that early dip into a quarter lake definitely paying dividends for Cytown here. In the meantime, Catastrophe is a couple rooms ahead of him. I don't think Cytown found that first heart container, though. Maybe he did. And there's the any key. That key advantage is instantly nullified for Cytown. Catastrophe's continuing to try and clear these enemies. I wonder if he forgot that he picked up the heart container previously and the Triforce. He doesn't need anything else in this level.
Well, we see Cytown is going to quickly get his any key pretty soon.
Yeah, gonna get his any key, and I wonder if he's gonna dig for that other item here. Like I said, I don't believe he found the heart container. I think it was in the room with all the Pole's voice in the double block room, but I could be wrong.
You know, we haven't seen the white sword item yet.
Actually, no, I'm wrong. The heart container was on the floor right at the beginning. He's found it. He's going to be getting the Triforce. And I'm sorry, we haven't seen what yet?
The white sword item.
No, neither of our runners have made it up to the white sword item yet. I would suspect that Cytown might route that in, but a lot of runners will wait till they're up by Vanilla 5 to do that. And Cytown grabs the Triforce, and yeah, it looks like Catastrophe is confused. Looks like he doesn't remember picking up that heart container at the beginning of the dungeon.
Catastrophe up A's back to Start, while Cytown is heading out of 2 to explore more of the overworld.
I'm gonna grab this medium secret here. I would imagine he's gonna, like I said, be prioritizing an arrow purchase. Gonna give him some nice offense, or possibly a candle purchase, something that is required with these flags to get into the dungeon at Vanilla level 8 spot.
Though we did see that middle secret. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst.
27 rupees is not all that great. 25 is the minimum and 40 is the maximum, so 27 is pretty close to the worst you can get for the medium secret. We'll see what the large ends up being. You don't see a lot of small secret pickups because they're kind of out of the way, and not really worth it anyway in most cases. But sometimes you'll see them picked up if runners are really hurting for rupees.
And we find the raft on the floor in level 3.
Yeah, raft in 3 is a big pickup for Catastrophe. That's another one of those required items because it's required to get to the dungeon at the vanilla level 4 spot. So that means we are possible silvers away from go mode as far as Catastrophe knows. You many times will need the ladder, but not every time. There are definitely seeds where ladder will not be required, and we have level 7, by the way, at vanilla 9.
And I called it. Those Linos and Wizrobes are paired together tonight.
Yeah, that's always fun. Now, the good news for Cytown is he'll have the red ring to deal with that. Catastrophe, not so fortunate, but Catastrophe is really good at combat. I imagine he'll be able to handle it and get through these dungeons. Might not be as fast as he wants, but he'll be able to do it.
But look at that level 7, it's... Ew.
Yeah, it's segmented. Luckily, it's... the one thing that's good about it is it's open for the most part. The left segment is a little bit linear, but the right segment allows you free roam pretty much, it looks like. So you're not boxed into one path that you have to take. That might be the one saving grace for it, but it's bigger than I thought it would be, to be honest, with how big level 6 was. I guess that means level 8 is going to be somewhat small for a level 8.
And we find the power bracelet on the ground in level 7.
Yeah, power bracelets, not really what they're looking for, especially if you full clear the dungeon at the level 6 spot your first time through, which Cytown and Catastrophe both have done. So it makes that power bracelet pretty dead as far as its use to our runner.
Well, we're not going to be using the any stairs, so I practically in this seed, unless like early on you get the power bracelet without the recorder around, the power bracelet hasn't been seeing much use.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cytown's going to go ahead and dip out with that floor item find. He is satisfied with the one item in 7. Going to hope that the other item isn't required. I like that play. I think it's a smart play given the odds and the numbers. He just needs Raft and silver arrows, and we know that the Raft is going to be in level 3. So unless you need the ladder, you're silvers for go mode at this point.
Though we never know where their silvers can be, because for all we know, they could be in 9. So if we have to deal with any Goma blocks, Cytown might want to buy some arrows. And we find the ladder as the staircase item in level 3. This is pretty nice, because this is security for when we hit to level 9. So no Chevy Rim blocks for us.
Wow, that's really interesting, because we have a lot of items outstanding, and already Catastrophe is silvers away from go mode. Silvers can really be a needle in a haystack because of their ability to be in level 9 as well. Makes it really kind of nerve-wracking to pick what you're going to dig and what you're going to leave behind when you're looking for that one item in the silver arrows to dig for. So we're going to have some interesting decisions here coming up in the seed from both of our runners.
Wow. Catastrophe has the item advantage, Cytown has the combat and Triforce advantage.
Yeah, Cytown, though, is about to step into level 3, and he'll get his Raft and ladder, I assume, out of here. Catastrophe, nice job getting the clock there against those blue Lionels. He gets his level 3 Triforce. Cytown, though, right behind him, gonna go ahead and dig out this dungeon. He's gonna be in silver and go mode, and I imagine after finding the Raft and the ladder in here, he's gonna feel even better about his decision to leave that other item in 7, that staircase item, behind.
You know, we still haven't had a candle to go check where Vanilla 8 is. Or what it is.
Yeah, that's true. Catastrophe is about to check Forgotten Spot, which is where, which is a shop, and it's a good thing he did because the candle is in this Forgotten Spot shop. If you go to the right side of the world, that shop only exists in burn bushes. There's a shop that has it at Forgotten Spot there and Death Mountain. So if you don't check it when you're on the west side, then you cannot get it on the east side. You got to go back to those two spots to be able to get it. So Heads Up Play There by Catastrophe, and pays off for him.
Well, that was a cheap candle we saw.
Yeah, nice price there. Still got 57 rupees, and he's about to come up to 2 medium secrets as well. That'll be more than enough for the arrows, which were in a more common shop that he'll be able to find on the right side over.
So, I also did notice that those bomb prices were pretty expensive.
Yeah, probably not going to see a ton of bomb purchases in this seed. The bombs are not cheap, and these runners are pretty good at being able to manipulate the global counts, know their tin counts, and get the bombs where they need them. So, Cytown now in this reverse C, I believe this might have been where the ladder was. I can't remember exactly, but he's very close to where the ladder was, regardless. And Catastrophe gonna go check the coast item. We've not seen that yet.
I wonder what it is.
Yeah, if it's the silvers, we're gonna see a blitz of this seed.
And you're wrong!
So, that would have made the seed a lot less interesting. So now, what I'm kind of hoping for is silvers in a trolley spot. I don't care where they are, but it'll be fun to see what the runners decide to do, which difficult dungeons they decide to dig, whether they decide to dig a deep 4 item out of 8 versus a level 9 play.
I hope the silvers are in 9, because 9 is usually the last resort.
Yeah, it can be. Although if they find 8 last, and all they need for 9 is the silvers, and they find an early Triforce in there, I mean, if I'm them, I'm tempted to go to 9 at that point. I probably do go to 9 at that point, just because of the fact that while you're in 9, you can try and find, while you're looking for the item, you can try and find your route to Zelda, find your right route to Ganon, etc. Kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
And I believe Cytown is near the Triforce room?
He's close. He's trying to, he was trying to despawn this blue Wizrobe. I think he's 1 column to the right of where the Triforce is going to be. Meanwhile, we have level 8 on Catastrophe's side here. Okay, no, he's not. This is the Triforce room here with these blue Lionels.
So, Catastrophe did get a... Oh no. We're gonna have to take a transport staircase to that Triforce.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a very small level 8. This is a very small level 8. It's a really tame one, too. So, not too bad of a shape there, even though it is segmented. And oh no, Catastrophe gets hit by the Wall Masters. That's going to send him back to start. But Cytown does get his Triforce out of level 3. He's going to be right behind Catastrophe, but he does have the level 6 and 7 Triforces already.
I can't believe it's less than 30 minutes and Cytown has 5 Triforces.
Yeah, Cytown's very, very good, and that level 6 play, that early Recorder Lake play, is paying off big time for Cytown right now, because he's able to just blast his way through these dungeons with the Red Ring, whereas Catastrophe's having to be a lot more careful. He's taking 4 times the damage that Cytown is. So even if you're capable of getting through without the Red Ring, it makes you a lot faster when you do have the Red Ring.
And we find the white sword item is the magical boomerang, and Cytown just leaves it behind.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I tend to make that play as well. Boomerang is good for a few things in a few situations, but in my opinion, just for me personally, and looks like for Cytown as well, it's just one more thing to menu through and causes errors in menuing. But everyone has their own opinion on that. There's no one right or wrong way to play.
We see Catastrophe still fighting this Patra.
Yeah, doing a good job, staying nice and safe with this Patra. It's not worth risking a death to go a little faster. Patra's are really dangerous. He's doing a nice job of making sure he gets the kill the first.
We see Cytown grabbing a potion out of the Take Any cave. I think Cytown is expecting a jet seat.
Yeah, when you've got Red Ring already, you don't really need a ton of hearts at that point. You've got really all the hearts you need with 6. So just to take the potion for level 9, get a little insurance there, I like that. And he's going to get another heart here anyway. And Catastrophe finds a corridor staircase, probably going to lead him to the other side of this level 8. Finds the first item. It is a heart container in the staircase.
So we see Cytown heading to Vanilla 8 right, or heading past that.
I don't think Cytown got his candle. Now that I think about it.
No, Cytown doesn't have a fire source right now. And I think they were checking that shop for a candle, but since we found earlier that the candle was in the forgotten spot, we only have so many places to find a candle. That
might get Catastrophe. That might buy Catastrophe a little time here to try and catch up, progression-wise. I will say that it will still be tough because Cytown, if he's thinking about it, he has the power bracelet, which will allow him to just head right over to the near the Forgotten Spot shop from start after an up A. So it won't be too bad, but he will have to do a little extra overworlding there.
So we also see Cytown seeing this ugly level 8.
Yeah, and heads up play there by Catastrophe, using his blue candle to his advantage, just using all the resources at your disposal. Those keys rolling high really helps to get some extra hits on him with that candle in many cases. So you, without the red ring, again, every half heart counts, as things like that can happen to you. You can spawn right into a Goma that takes away 2 hearts.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. Don't you love a candle block candle?
Yeah, the worst is when the candle is in the Forgotten Spot shop, because a lot of people obviously forget to check that, and if you don't check that, you have to go back to it if you want the candle. I guess the workaround would be either if you find red candle or wand and book, but most cases you're going to have to go back to that spot to grab the candle, especially since the red candle is one of those items that can be in level 9. It makes it more likely that you won't be able to find it before going in there.
So we've seen on Catastrophe screen, Catastrophe's made a lot of exploration of this 8.
Yeah, Catastrophe working his way right through, unfortunately. He's got to be careful. He's only got 3 hearts, so he really needs to have a clean Dig Dogger fight. Easier said than done, though, in this BMO statue room with not a lot of bombs. He does get it, but he's down to 2 bombs and 2 hearts as Cytown takes out that Patra there.
And Cytown gets their staircase item out of 8.
Yeah, Cytown finds the heart container. He's right behind Catastrophe here. Don't know if Catastrophe. I don't know if we saw him go in Vanilla 8. I'll have to watch, but he's down to a half a heart. Got to be super careful. Gorillas are not the
Catastrophe went in Vanilla 8.
Oh, he did. Okay,
I just don't remember what level it was.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And Catastrophe does a nice job there, not risking the death with the gorillas. Some pretty unpredictable enemies there. Uses the bomb and just ensures the kill.
Do you think once Catastrophe hits 10 heart containers, they might try to gather some more so they can make a play for a mag?
He might. I'm not sure if that's a play that Catastrophe likes to make, just because I'm not as familiar with his routing in these type of flags, but it certainly wouldn't be unheard of, especially since he thinks he left an item in 2, unless he realized what he did. But he was sitting at 2 for a while because he forgot that heart container that he found. So we're going to see the second item in here probably, unless this is the connector to the other staircase that'll be in here. And it's not. It's the white sword. So I would say that's a lot less likely now that we'll see a Max play from Catastrophe.
I had to open my mouth. I clearly commentated cursed the mags.
Yeah, so all we have left in level 8 is the floor item. We have seen Gomas in this level 8. It could be blocked by a Goma. That would be interesting if it was a Goma blocked silvers in level 8.
I saw, well, it wasn't in level 8, but I did see a Goma block silvers recently. And buying those arrows decided the game, so you have to make sure that your budgeting is on spot for this.
Oh, it can certainly happen. I've had tournament races where I probably would have lost if it was logically, or if it was actually Goma blocked silvers rather than just logically, because look, I've had Gomas in like diamond staircases where they block silvers and the game expects you to buy arrows. That's one of my things. I don't buy arrows a lot of times as early as I should, so we'll see what these runners decide to do and if that becomes an issue.
Jeez, that's a lot of transport staircases in 8.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Catastrophe looking for that last floor item here. That white sword is going to help him take out these keys a lot quicker. Oh, that's the Triforce is in a staircase room. The Triforce is on the other side of that staircase.
Ooh. So, is Catastrophe gonna... No, you can enter that room.
Never mind. I thought he tried to bomb from the right side. Never mind.
And there's our Triforce in level 8, just lying there on the ground.
So he's going to give up on the third item in this level 8. Cytown's right on his heels, though. Already has that white sword. We'll see if Cytown commits to finding the floor item, or if Cytown decides to dip out. There's one room in that first segment that neither runner checked. That little room off to the left on the bottom of that right-hand segment. And Catastrophe's in level 5. So I believe this was the dungeon at Vanilla 8. Oh, and that's why
indeed, we are greeted with a Patra.
Yeah, I understand why he didn't want to do that right away. And unfortunately, he kind of gets the business from the Patra. It kind of went, he probably wasn't quite expecting it to. And it just melts him, as Patras have a tendency to do. That's going to be another thing that Cytown kind of has an advantage with, due to that red ring. Once he gets there, though, because he doesn't have a candle. So each of our runners have kind of different advantages right now, but Cytown definitely just has the advantage progress-wise.
Catastrophe took another death in that patch room, and 3rd time's the charm, maybe.
So that was the reason that they didn't go in there. It was blocked by the staircase to get.
Fourth time's the charm. But that Patra is really deadly, taking 2 hearts for each bop.
Oh wow, that Patrick came so close to bopping on there.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a shutter door room. Oh.
Yeah, and he gets all the heads down. Gotta be careful. Don't take an accidental bop. And he gets it down.
And gets rewarded with the map of level 5.
Yeah, extremely linear again. And also segmented. So, lots of segmented dungeons this season.
And we find a useless mugger room.
Yeah, definitely a forced mugger room, as there's no way to get anywhere in this dungeon without doing it. So kind of a rude entrance to level 5, not a very welcoming level, with that Patra that shutters you in, and then the mugger that also is required.
And Cytown makes the purchase of some arrows.
Yeah, meanwhile, he is going back to start. I think he realizes that he needs a candle. Or he could just be going to the raft dungeon here to see what's there. Yeah, I think he's going to go to the raft dungeon and then look for his candle if he doesn't find the red candle in here.
Though, from process of elimination, 4's vanilla right now.
Yeah, we got a vanilla 4. Really just 4 and 5 for Cytown. He knows that 5 has to be a vanilla level 8. And I think I'd probably rather dig 4 first as well, because 5 tends to be quite a bit bigger than 4 in most.
Then where is level 9?
Level 9 was at vanilla 5 spot.
Oh, okay.
There we have our map for level 4, and another very linear level, but at least it's not segmented this time.
So, this seed we've been getting quite a lot of linear levels, and this is very unusual for shapes.
Yeah, lots of segmented levels, quite a few linear levels as well, some really linear levels. Level 7 being the exception to that I've seen. Cytown immediately putting those arrows to use, one-shotting those Pols voices. He only has 21 rupees, so he's got to be careful. Meanwhile, Catastrophe continuing to clear his way through this level 5. Just some bombs in that Triforce. We have another transport in vanilla 5. Takes it all the way over to the other side of the segment. It is a one-off, but it does net him the compass. I don't know if he saw that compass already, so we'll have to see. I don't think he's found either item either. Oh, people in chat saying that Cytown was actually Y-booked, found the book on the floor in level 4.
Oof.
Yeah, they don't have wand though, so it won't be too big of a deal, especially with Cytown being this deep into the seed. Not something I'm sure he's too...
Well, if Cytown does find the wand, at least he'll have a fire source and won't have to go out of the way for that candle.
You know, we find the stair item in 4 and the stair item in 5. Neither are the silvers. So where are those silvers gonna be? We still have an item in 7. We still have a floor item in 8. We had a floor item in 5, but Catastrophe just found it. this is coming down to one of those decision seeds. Do you go to 9 or do you dig the rest of one of these bigger dungeons for the other item? We also have a stair item in 6 available.
And Catastrophe gets their Triforce out of 5.
Cytown going to get that shop that has the candle. Looking for more bombs maybe right now?
Cytown is almost close to max capacity of bombs.
Yeah, he's at 6 bombs, so I don't know if he's looking for rupees or if he's looking for bombs. He's going all the way to West Death Mountain. I wonder if he knows that Forgotten Spot is the same shop as the one that's over here on West Death Mountain that also has the camp.
I think Cytown does. In Cytown, picking up their candle, they're almost in go mode, but not quite.
Yeah, both are runners in pretty much the same position here, other than the Triforces that they have, and the fact that obviously the big one that Cytown has, the red ring, that's a pretty significant advantage. Catastrophe finds level 9 at the level 5 spot. Gonna check the white sword item here. Not gonna be happy with what he finds. Then we'll see which dungeon he decides to go.
So I do notice within these that the red ring has been deciding whenever one of the contestants gets the red ring, it decides a lot of these matches, because I've seen the red ring win and lose matches.
Yeah, and it's it's dependent on how comfortable the runner is with combat and how difficult the combat in the seed is. We've seen some dungeons in the seed that have been really, really difficult, like the level 5 that Cytown's in, so he's not really even worried right now. He's just sitting here taking these beam hits because he knows he's not going to die in this room, whereas it took Catastrophe like 4 or 5 attempts because of the fact that it's a nasty room and he didn't have the red one.
Because those little attempts when Catastrophe dies is eating up time and is only giving more time for Cytown to get these Triforces and make some mistakes.
Yeah, and people don't realize how much of that there is throughout a seed. Just little things in every room that you do completely different when you have the red ring versus when you don't have the red ring. And it's based on how comfortable you are with combat as well, deciding how fast you can actually take rooms like that. But it definitely plays a role at whatever level you're at.
And Catastrophe gets their Triforce out of 7. Not Triforce, I can't speak. Power Bracelet out of 7.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Catastrophe decides to dig the other item out of here, or if he skips it like Cytown did. That could be a major play to get Catastrophe back kind of even footing with Cytown. He does pick up the Triforce. Let's see if he goes back in.
The Cytown is about to get that Triforce out of 5 right now.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to pick up the Triforce. I wonder if he's going to take it and go, or if he's going to find the other items. We know taking it and going would be the right play, but
And Cytown is heading back into level 5 to dig it some more.
yes, Cytown going back into 5, that's going to open up a little bit of time for Catastrophe. Unfortunately for Catastrophe, he did dig that top segment, which was completely barren. Everything was in the bottom segment. So if Cytown completes the bottom segment first, which it looks like he's going to, it could be a major time save. Catastrophe making his way over to level 4. Pretty quick level for Cytown, so Catastrophe should be in and out pretty quick.
And Cytown leaves the wooden boomerang behind.
Yeah, not surprised. If he noped on one boomerang, he'll probably nope on the other. With red ring and white sword, no real use for that, in my opinion.
With Cytown having both items out of level 5, I think Cytown might make a play to 9.
Yeah, it sure looks that way, doesn't it? He is still missing, like I said, one item in level 7, one item. Oh no, he's going back to 8. He wants to see if those Gomas block the floor item. That's an interesting play, but he does have it narrowed down to 1 or 2 rooms, so I actually kind of like this play.
So would you find? Okay, so Cytown never grabbed that staircase item out of 8.
He grabbed the staircase item, he just never found the floor item. Neither of them found the floor item, because the staircase item was the white sword. Well, and a heart container. But the heart container was right at the beginning. So if the silvers are in 9, and Catastrophe decides to make the play right to 9, whereas Cytown continues to dig these one-offs that we have left, that could make a big difference for Catastrophe. That could kind of get him back in the race a little bit as well.
But you also have to remember 9 is the great equalizer for a reason.
Especially when you're looking for silvers. It's drastically more volatile when you're looking for the silvers and looking for Zelda and Ganon. Zelda and Ganon can maybe close a 5 to 10 minute gap, whereas if you're looking for silvers as well, that could even maybe close up to a 15-minute gap if you get really lucky.
Cytown is left 8, and I don't know where they're heading because my screen's a bit frozen.
Yeah, neither of the Gomas dropped anything, so maybe there was another room that he missed, but he's gonna full clear the seed, it looks like, before going to level 9. So, level 6 here, he must think that he found a heart container in there previously. I don't think that he did. I don't think either of these runners found the floor item in 8 previously.
I personally don't think level 6 is a smart play due to the lack of item density. Because 9 has 2 items, or at least 2 items and a floor item waiting around? Or is it just 2 staircase items?
9 has 2 staircase items, but I will say this for Cytown. He's 1 game ahead, so he can afford to gamble a little bit. And he finds the item very quickly. It's the red candle. He would have loved to see that earlier. He's kind of kicking himself, I'm sure, for not digging that out earlier when he needed the candle. But that is going to take him to 7. He's going to dig the item out of 7. This is giving Catastrophe some time to get back in this. But again, Catastrophe having a little bit more trouble in this level 4 than Cytown did, just because he can't be as quick about things without that red ring.
And if the silvers aren't here, I think the silvers and the wand will end up in 9 at this rate.
Yeah, the silvers or in level 8. That'll be interesting to see, because
level 8.
I don't think that he actually ended up finding the item in level 8. He killed 2 Gomas and didn't get anything, and then kind of sat there on the screen for a minute like he was confused. So we'll see if that comes into play. I didn't see an item off the floor anyway.
I thought it was a heart container.
Oh, maybe it was. If it was, I missed it, but I thought I was watching. So Cytown gonna keep digging this level 7 here.
Well, at least this level 7 isn't too big.
Yeah, and I don't remember where the item was either. I know it wasn't anything that's required, but...
Because I know the power booster was on the floor and both runners picked that up. I don't know if we found that staircase item or not.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for, is the, I believe the staircase.
And we see Catastrophe taking a death in level 4.
Yeah, in the Triforce room, unfortunately. Yeah, so if that's the case, and he did find a heart container in level 8, then that will mean silvers are in 9.
You know, I'm just looking at Cytown's rupee balance. Cytown's gonna need to stock up on some rupees if there's a bunch of bunnies in level 9.
Yeah, luckily there are a couple big secrets that he still hasn't gotten. He could go get the northeast large secret. He does find the staircase item. It is that heart container, so I would imagine he goes to 9 now.
9 is the only possible place left, because I believe Cytown checked just about everything.
Yeah, gonna put that power bracelet to its one use and save about 10 seconds here, and head on over to level 9. Meanwhile, Catastrophe's just got level 6 to do. We'll see how long it takes him, but that's real dangerous with that level 6 being as big as it is. Cytown's going to have a pretty big lead here into level 9.
Now that we're in level 9, right now we're going to be looking for a couple things. Antlers, would you like to explain those things to the...
So we're going to be looking for a single shutter door that does not open when you walk in. That would be Zelda. Or if you've already killed Ganon, that will the shutter door will automatically open when there's enemies in the room. Otherwise, we'll be looking for a room that has the roar of Ganon when you are adjacent to his room. So if these runners hear Ganon's roar when they're in a room, that will mean they're one room away from Ganon on the northeast, south, or west side.
And I believe we're also making a side track for silvers.
Yeah, he's going to be checking every single staircase that he finds here to try and find the silver arrows. Meanwhile, Catastrophe is able to buy that bomb upgrade in level 6. We'll see if that comes into play. Immediate silvers in level.
That's some pretty good luck. And we saw that bomb upgrade isn't really worth it. 2 bombs for that much? I call that highly in robber.
Yeah, not the amount he wanted to see, but it does refill your bombs, and at this point, he's not really going to be spending silvers on many things anyway. But at this point, in my opinion, Cytown's probably nervous because he went and full cleared the seed and did not get a payoff. Then he found immediate silvers in level 9. I'm sure he's kind of panicking a little bit here, thinking that maybe he messed up and let Cytown. And we know that he's still got a pretty big lead despite that, but he could have had an even bigger lead.
And Catastrophe is leaving behind their red candle, and on Cytown's end, we still gotta look.
Yeah, definitely don't blame Catastrophe there. You don't really need that red candle for anything at this point. And we found the compass on Cytown's side. That's half the equation. A lot of times the harder part of the equation, since Ganon is a little bit less discreet than Zelda is where he is in the dungeon.
Well, we clearly know who's better at playing hide and seek at this rate.
Yeah, Zelda left a nice little breadcrumb there for sight. Meanwhile, Catastrophe is very close to that Triforce. He's going to find his red ring here, and then he's going to find the Triforce just one room southwest if he goes west through. And he does, so Catastrophe is going to be in level 9 with a chance if Ganon is difficult to get to or just trolls Cytown in any way. Catastrophe could still get in this because silvers were immediate. That helps quite a bit.
9 is also known as the Great Equalizer for a reason, and oh shoot!
to see now. Cytown's going to have to spend a bomb to kill this Wizrobe, just to get out of the room if he wants to continue to progress.
That's not a nice room to go into.
Yeah, luckily you're not forced to clear it, unless it's a magic staircase that takes you to either Ganon or Zelda. That has happened before. So, and Catastrophe making the same play back into level 8 that Cytown did. Fortunately, he is not going to like what he sees. So that's gonna open the door even more for Cytown, or shut the door, maybe I should say, a little bit more for Catastrophe. He needed to make that play to 9 to really have a good chance to get back. But Cytown is getting a little stonewalled here with the bombs, and this location, this vanilla level 5, is not a very good one if you're low on bombs and you need to get more bombs. It takes forever to get up there. Usually no enemies that you can really farm for them. Cytown's going to commit, though, to taking out these blue Wizrobes. With the red ring and white sword, it'll be pretty trivial for him. Let's see if this staircase takes him anywhere good. And it looks like Catastrophe is out of level 8 as well. Probably going to be headed to level 9 now. I think he's found everything also.
So we have a reverse C room with a bunch of Wizrobes. There might be a staircase in this room.
Yeah, Cytown gonna go ahead and commit to trying to take this out. He's got to be careful. He's only got half a heart left, and he does take out that potion and use it. Heads up play there. You got red ring. You're probably not going to need 2 charges for Ganon, so go ahead and use your potion. Make sure you don't die. I like that.
And we see Catastrophe makes their way into level 9 at 57. I count tonight.
Yeah, this is not over. He's gonna find those silver arrows immediately. It's a different path than Cytown did. He could steal this one away. Especially if he needs to stay away from the southwest. We know that. The southwest is a giant bust, and it'll trap you in. So if he goes northeast, then that would probably be the play that he wants.
Though what I've also noticed, while Catastrophe only just got here and just got their silvers, Cytown has the ultimate exploration advantage.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he has. I mean, Catastrophe definitely has to make a play and have it pay off for him sooner rather than later. He's got to go to the right area of the dungeon, and he's got to go fast. And I think that Cytown tried to get northeast, but he was actually blocked by not being able to bomb or progress in any way up there. So it's looking like it's probably going to be a staircase to get to the northeast, and it's looking like it's going to be required. Because Cytown has checked a lot of this middle and south and west.
So do you think it's going to be a magical staircase to Ganon?
It's looking like it might be, honestly. We'll have to see, but it looks like Catastrophe's making the that Cytown did. Gonna find his compass, which is good. Also gonna have a rough time in this west part of the dungeon if he continues to go that way. Oh, and that's right, it actually blocks you here in that staircase. The diamond staircase takes you to the southwest part. And it looks like Catastrophe's headed right for that staircase.
And we see another reverse C room, and Cytown is up Aing back to start to explore more of 9 from the start.
Yeah, Cytown, I think, at this point, really thinking that it's going to be a magic staircase, which we're pretty sure is the case. That's why he's upping to start and going to the bottom right to check for staircases here. This might actually be the play, and it does take him to the top right of the dungeon.
So the question is, where is Ganon?
Not a ton of places that Ganon could still be at this point. He's able to bomb left, he's going to go right first.
And I see another staircase.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take this staircase too, maybe to try and confirm a path to Zelda, possibly.
And we see Catastrophe in that shoot room from earlier, except is in the right area to shoot, but alas, no bomb hole. Yeah,
unfortunately a totally useless shoot room, unless the purpose is to just annoy you, and in that regard it's very... Catastrophe looked like maybe he was going to commit to those whiz robes, decides against it for now. We know it's not really going to be anything that he has to do, and looks like Cytown is kind of getting stonewalled again in this top right portion of the dungeon. This is not a very nice level 9.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it looks like a magic...
The amount of exploration Cytown has done already.
Yeah, it's looking like a magic staircase and maybe a magic bomb wall here.
In the floor, the map is... Right before Zelda's Room or something.
Yeah, Zelda can actually guard the map, I believe, or at least unless they patch that out. Zelda has guarded like the map and the compass before. Yeah, Cytown maybe getting things to open up a little bit for him, but here's Catastrophe finding that staircase that takes him to the top right. Definitely got to hurry here. Unfortunately, he's on one bomb.
But Cytown only has 2 bombs, and right now they're not near any bomb dropping any.
There are those red wizrobes in the diamond staircase. Cytown really starting to narrow things down. He goes down, but goes back up. I think maybe he hears Ganon. Or maybe not.
We've just been having a lot of Lionels and Wizrobes and bunnies today.
Yeah, without the red ring, this would be a really, really nasty level 9. This would be a really difficult level 9. The combat in here has been pretty terrible, but the red ring has helped quite a bit.
Though I did see Cytown had some pretty good exploration on his screen when he up 8 back. Not yes. Cytown, Catastrophe.
Yeah, Catastrophe, he's done quite a bit too. Unfortunately, he does up A away from that top right section, and I'm pretty sure that is where he needs to be. Cytown did get a lucky bomb drop there. He got a global, so that's going to help with this last little bit of exploration. Ganon's got to be close. He's got to be closing in on him at this point.
We found another bomb drop, and from all that we explored, Ganon is probably most likely in this corner.
Yeah, unless he's in a really weird location. But I don't think it's possible at this point. I think that with everything, especially that Cytown is explored, I think we've ruled everything out but this.
Speaking of the pig, here he is.
Ganon in the top left corner, magic staircase, and plenty of magic bomb walls to get to him. Cytown just got to finish it off here. He's very good at this fight. I don't anticipate him having a problem, especially having a charge that blue potion. Gets the stun lock, but Luke gets it back. And that's a dead pig. Cytown going to be making his way back to Zelda, and barring a real a real meltdown here. He's gonna go ahead and go 2-0 and take the. Actually, did we see the shutter door? I think.
Yes, we have the compass.
Yeah. Well, we know where she is, but I don't know if we saw the shutter door. I don't know if we saw the room south of Zelda. Okay, so never mind. We were able to bomb in. So I was about to say it could be a magic staircase, but there is Zelda in her vanilla room. Get your GGs out for Cytown. The winner of the race, the winner of the series, he takes the series 2-0 with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Do you know who Cytown's next opponent is going to be?
That is a good question. Cytown will be going against the winner of J. Coper and Dude. I think I said that right.
I think you did. So, well, whoever wins that matchup, that's going to be a good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not as familiar with. I'll call him. I'll just call him Dude. That's hard for me to say, but I'm not as familiar with him. Jay Coper is a veteran, if there ever was one, in Zelda 1 Randomizer. So that would be a very good matchup. But yeah, this was a really good series. Cytown just finding things a little bit more optimally than Catastrophe did. Catastrophe was also very unfortunate when he went to the top right that he did not have bombs. That's what caused him to up A.
Do you know if we're going to be bringing Cytown in for an interview?
I believe so. If he chooses to do so. But that being said, Catastrophe, he played really well. I mean, he was playing the seed on hard mode compared to Cytown, with how early Cytown had that red ring versus when Catastrophe got it. And there was some pretty tough combat. So just to make it a race that late, or that close, is really speaks to the skill of Catastrophe.
And for all we know, this match could have gone the other way if Catastrophe got that red ring earlier on.
Oh yeah, and that's Randomizer. That's why you play the games, and that's why upsets happen, and why really, you can never count yourself out until the match.
And we see Catastrophe is still exploring level 9, taking a transport. And they are nowhere near Ganon at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately he doesn't know, but he has to go in that staircase and go back to the top right. So he's probably going to dig out all this left side here, and we already know that's a...
And unless Catastrophe makes their way north, they're gonna have to head back, find a staircase to Ganon. That's quite a lot of 9.
Yeah, he's done a ton. He just can't find the staircase, and that's super frustrating when a whole block of the dungeon, a whole big chunk of the dungeon is unavailable to you, and you can't find the way to get to it. I think he thinks he's blocked out of it from the top right, and that's why he's not going back. So it's really unfortunate that he didn't have many bombs when he went up.
Well, orange Wizrobes or some other bomb dropping enemies. Bombs are very why can I not think of the word? Scarce.
Yeah, not a whole lot of bomb dropping enemies in this dungeon. Really just the red Wizrobes. Well, I guess there are some blue Lionels as well, but the red Wizrobes are the more prevalent one.
So Catastrophe only has 49 rupees at the moment. So if they're going to be using arrows, they better watch their...
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to commit to clearing this blue Wizrobe room here. Unfortunately, this is also not going to pay off for him.
Well, I want this level 9 would have been even worse without that red ring.
Oh, it would have been way worse without the red ring. No question. Would have been way more difficult.
Okay, it was just my screen. I thought Catastrophe screen stopped for a minute, but no, it's just my stupid laptop.
No, he was just taking a minute, I think, to kind of think about his options. He had stopped playing, but his timer was still going.
Well, Catastrophe still is putting up a good fight. Because a 5... Well, this time difference isn't even that much.
And with that, we're joined by the winner of the race and the winner of the match, Cytown. GG, Cytown.
Hey, thanks, guys.
GG from me, and I want to say this was quite the Jetsy.
Yeah, I was really kind of peeved off at myself that I went and redug all the dungeons before I went into 9. I just didn't want to leave 9.
Yeah, I commented when that happened that, especially after you found those silvers, you were probably kind of worried because of how free they were and your decision to dig everything else before going to.
For sure. I don't know if I ever found the floor drop in. I thought it was bow blast. Apparently it wasn't.
Yeah, see, that's what we thought too. I didn't ever see.
It's either a wand or a heart container at this rate.
Yeah. So, but that was the only item that's outstanding. I'd be interested to watch this back and see if anyone got Y-hearted or something.
Yeah, I landed on the book in 4, but yeah.
At least you weren't Y4.
And in the meantime, Catastrophe finally does find that magic bomb wall in that diamond staircase room, so he's going to be making his way over to Ganon and find him momentarily. So you had about a 3-minute lead on Catastrophe getting into 9, 3 or 4 minutes. But with how free those silvers were, he actually was right behind you into that staircase that took you to the top right section.
Oh, wow.
The only problem was he didn't have bombs. So he had to up A in the side of the dungeon, which obviously did not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I hit all but maybe 7 or 8 rooms. That was in.
Yeah, you both have.
Oh.
You both basically full cleared this night.
And on Catastrophe's screen, here's Ganon. I can't believe I just did that.
Channeling your inner Lost Cards fan.
Yes, I
am. So Catastrophe working on getting the stun lock. He does have 1 charge of the potion, so I'd say I doubt he'll need it. He's also very good at this fight, but I would say if he has to, he'll pull it out here and make sure he does.
Well, also it's with Ganon only having to take 8 hits with the white sword. It isn't as hazardous as a fight as if it was only with the roots.
Yeah, getting the hits. Unfortunately, Ganon is not really cooperating with his spawns for the stun lock. There he goes. Oh, and he lost it because he got a little too close. Took a bop. Gotta be careful here. He's getting a little low on. He was off track there. There it goes. Got the stun lock, or sorry, not the stun lock, but got the kill. And he's gonna go and hopefully bomb that wall. He's got 6 bombs, so he shouldn't have too much trouble. It's just south of the room. And let's see if he bombs. And he does. So get your GGs up for Catastrophe. Gonna finish this seed in 2nd place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 34 seconds.
Wow, that was a pretty close race.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race. So what were your thoughts overall on both races and the series?
So, Catastrophe, I lost to him in the prelims in the all boards and no solo, and he happened to actually commentate. I mentioned this a few times in the Discord, but he actually happened to commentate 2 or 3 of my races during the ABNS, and I actually learned a whole lot from him. And so, coming into this, I was a little bit nervous that he'd come in and get me, but both races seem to be pretty decently close. I think last time he just needed to find silvers. But
yeah, I mentioned that he's way underseeded as at what he was, and right on cue, there's Catastrophe. GG Catastrophe. He's way underseated as at what he was, and right on cue, there's Catastrophe. GG Catastrophe.
GG Cytown. GG. Thank you, Cytown. You know,
GG for me as well.
GG Catastrophe.
GG as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was Antlers. Sorry.
Yeah,
GG Cytown. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that one, you know?
GG for me as well.
The time was good.
GG as well.
Especially considering that 9. I mean, Cytown, I don't know how long you spent in 9, but I actually on my tracker, it's split time in half. There's a bomb wall and all 8 columns you can't cross. You had to take a staircase. I actually on my tracker. Okay.
Yeah,
It's split
I cleared everything but about 7 or 8 runs in 9.
You had to take a staircase.
It was brutal for sure.
Yeah, it sure was. I mean,
Yeah.
This will make you happy to know. On my way to 9, I whistled to 8 without the wooden arrows and tried to get the floor item. Right? So it doesn't happen to be 2 races in a row.
The funny thing about that, sorry about that.
Catastrophe, what are your overall thoughts on the seed?
I don't know. Pretty good, pretty normal. It felt like I got everything but the silvers really quick. So I thought once again I would just gamble on the silvers being in 9. Except I had 3 rooms left in 8 to clear. So I thought I'd just whistle to 8, try to do those, and then if it's not there, gamble 9 again. Most of the items, my tracker says I missed 1 item in 8, 1 item in 7, an item in 2, which I think I got because my map says I full cleared 2, and 1 item in 4. And other than that, I found everything else. And I was trying to gamble. Like I was trying because I got an early recorder. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to leave as many items behind as possible. Just hope that they were all in my way, you know. And I couldn't. The items kept throwing themselves at me. So in that sense, it was a fortunate seed.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because in level 2, when you went there in the beginning, the item that you forgot was the heart container was in the first room, and you picked it up, and I'm pretty sure that's what you forgot about because the any key was at the very end, but the heart container was at the very beginning, just sitting on the floor.
Okay, so then it was just 4, 7, and 8. And 8, whatever 8 was, it was wooden arrow blocked. Yeah.
The funny thing about 8 is, I'm pretty sure that I guess maybe Cytown forgot that about one of the Gomas in there because he also went back and killed 2 Gomas and then up 8. So we never saw the floor item in level 8, and we thought maybe one of you just got Y-hearted or something, but I'm pretty sure maybe there was
we
one more
must have.
Goma.
Yep. Check my map. Yeah, no, my map has only the two. Even, there was that weird. The level looked like it was double segmented, but it was actually triple segmented. That weird little one-off room. I even checked that.
Me too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So for Shape Seed, quite a bit of the levels were linear tonight.
Yeah, they were. Linear and nice with the items. Like I said, level 9. I'm like, oh man, I hope the silvers are in 9. 2 rooms later, yeah, they are. Okay, good. Right?
Well, I will say that the seed was a lot nicer to Cytown than it was to you at Catastrophe in one way. And that was that Cytown went into Recorder Lake right after finding the recorder. And that netted him the red ring very early.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He was just blasting through stuff, just tanking through stuff, while you had to be a lot more careful. The combat in this seed was actually kind of nasty. And you to keep it as close as you did with how long after Cytown you got the red ring, it was actually really impressive. You were actually just a room or two behind him in level 9 when you took that staircase. The only problem is you didn't have bombs, so you had to up A back down to start.
Right.
So it would have been extremely close if not for that.
Yeah, that 9 took all my bombs. I was I was imagining, I'm like, well, okay, I'm in 9, I've got silvers, they're in 9 this time, and maybe I can do this. And then 1 bomb wall failed, 4 bomb walls failed, and I'm just like, okay, I'll start taking staircases. And it's weird because the entire bottom half of level 9 contained 5 of the connectors. And I kept taking them, and I'm like, surely this will get me into the upper 4 rows of level 9. Nope, just kidding. I'm like, wow, where's the... No bomb wall could get you out of the bottom half of level 9, and only 1 connector stair could do it.
Yeah, that level 9 was just terrible. In many ways, and it would have been even worse if we didn't find the red ring on the way up there.
Oh man, yes, I can imagine.
We never found the map through level 9.
Nope.
Yeah, it must have been in one of those last rooms, or just one of the Wizrobe rooms that we didn't bother to clear on either side.
Yeah. There was an early compass too. Not only were there early silvers, early compass. So your incentive to do combat goes way down after you got the compass.
Exactly. So, Catastrophe, unfortunately, we do have to go ahead and say goodbye to you in the tournament. Played really, really well. I was mentioning way underseeded as a 58. But you got a rough draw with Cytown, who is also one of the best players in the game today.
Oh yeah, he won week 5, right?
Yeah, he did. Got that top 10 seed from that, and he's definitely one of the breakout stars lately.
Yeah, good luck, Cytown, going on, because I'm cheering for you now.
Hey, thanks, Catastrophe.
And on Cytown, on your side, you get the winner of Jay Coper and Dude.
Dude.
What do you think about the potential matchups there?
Maybe that's why they have their name like that.
So, what do you think about that those potential matchups?
Yeah, I keep reverting back to a year ago or 8 months ago when I was watching all you guys in different tournaments and just trying to figure out what the heck was actually going on with a randomizer. So Jay Coper is one of them that I think I've seen maybe 15 or 20 of his races from previous tournaments. And so kind of excited. I've never actually raced him one-on-one before. Or even Dude, he's beat me more than a fair share of times in just random races that we've done. So this could be good.
Yeah, that's also a really good matchup there. So if you get a chance to catch that matchup, it'll be a fun one. So other than that, I think they're trying to get a battle royale started here. So runners, do you have any other thoughts, or K-Tap, do you have any more questions?
No, I just want to take the time to thank our thank our tracker tonight, Threech. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank you, Antlers, for commentating with me. I'd like to thank both you, Cytown and Catastrophe, our runners, for putting on a good show tonight. So make sure you give everyone a follow, because they definitely deserve it.
We appreciate you guys. You guys took time out of your day to do this, so really appreciate it.
Absolutely, and thank you, K-Tap, for joining on comms here, and definitely give these runners a follow. Both very, very good players, and they'll be continuing to put on good shows like this, I'm sure, for a while to come. So, do you have any other thoughts to share before we get going here?
None on my end.
All right, in that case, I think we'll go ahead and end it. Thanks to Randomania for the restream. Thanks to our tracker Threech and K-Tap and our runners. I am Antlers44, and thanks everybody for watching. And stick around for the Battle Royale we have coming up in just a few minutes.